Good evening. Tonight on American Interviews, Ukraine's vast mineral reserves are now up for grabs with a new international deal that's raising eyebrows. North Korean troops are reportedly fighting on the front lines for Russia. We've heard rumors of this for months now, but it is confirmed by Vladimir Putin himself. Leaked documents hint at a U.S. preparation for a potential war with Iran. Plus, the Houthis strike near Israel's main airport. Israel responds with airstrikes on Yemen and greenlights a full-scale assault on Gaza. What's going on behind the headlines? Let's break it down. We start in Ukraine, where the government has signed a deal to open up access to its critical mineral resources, lithium, titanium, and other rare earth minerals, all vital components for everything from smartphones to missiles. The deal involves partnerships with Western companies and has been framed as a move to strengthen Ukraine's economy and defense. But critics say this is a resource extraction during wartime, and that Ukrainians may lose control over their own land and wealth. Supporters argue this helps counter Russia and integrate Ukraine into NATO-aligned markets. But others are asking, is this reconstruction or exploitation? Also, should Ukraine be aligning itself with NATO's agenda?
Deal is about to be signed in the next 24 hours or so. There's some reports saying that. And if it's true, has the deal changed at all from the last time we heard about it?
Well, I'll ask Scott to answer the question because he's responsible for it.
Yeah, our side is ready to sign. Ukrainians decided last night to make some last-minute changes. We're sure that they will reconsider that, and we are ready to sign this afternoon if they are.
Can you talk about those last-minute changes? What was removed or put in its place?
Nothing's been removed. It's the same agreement that we agreed to on the weekend. No changes.
I didn't want to make a complicated deal. I didn't want to make a deal that couldn't be made because Ukraine doesn't have very much money. They're going through a very bad period of time. It's been brutal. But I felt very foolish being a judge. So I said, well, we want something for our efforts beyond what you would think would be acceptable. And we said rare earth. They have very good rare earth. As you know, we're looking for rare earth all the time. Rare earth is called rare for a reason. And they have a lot. And we made a deal where our money is secure, where we can start digging and doing what we have to do. It's also good for them because you'll have an American presence at the site, Chris. And the American presence will, I think, keep a lot of bad actors out of the country or certainly out of the area where we're doing the digging. So we made a deal, and I assume they're going to honor the deal. And I put Scott in charge, and Scott's done it beautifully, but we haven't really seen the fruits of that deal yet. I suspect we will.
In another twist to the war in Ukraine, North Korean troops are reportedly fighting on the front lines for Russia. We've heard rumors of this for months now, but it is confirmed by Vladimir Putin. In a recent statement, Putin praised what he called, quote, the commitment and discipline of the North Korean personnel assisting in the, quote, special military operation. Reports suggest that these troops may be elite units or volunteers sent under diplomatic cover. North Korea has already been supplying artillery and rockets. Now it appears they are sending soldiers. Why would Kim Jong-un be taking this risk? Analysts say it's part of a growing alliance, one that includes economic aid, satellite tech, in shared hostility towards the West. For the United States and its allies, this development is alarming. A proxy war is expanding, and the axis of authoritarian regimes is becoming more military than ever. And now we turn to the Middle East. A series of leaked military briefings and satellite activity has sparked new speculation. Is the U.S. preparing for war with Iran? Recent moves include deployment of carrier strike groups to the region, emergency drills in Israel, and expanded weapon shipments to the Gulf allies. This comes as Iran pushes ahead with its nuclear program and backs proxy militias, also issues threats against the U.S. forces and commercial vessels. Washington says these are, quote, defensive measures, but some insiders warn that a preemptive strike is not off of the table, especially if Iran crosses a nuclear threshold. Here we can see the supreme leader of Iran giving a speech. He's saying that Trump sent a letter, which of course he hasn't received. I think it's an attempt to deceive global public opinion. By the way, I've stripped all audio in this to avoid copyright. This means we want to talk, make peace, and stop fighting, but Iran is not ready to negotiate. The same person threw out and tore apart completed, finalized, and signed talks. How could one possibly negotiate with such a person? So basically, he's saying that they're not ready to negotiate. Had we wanted to build a nuclear weapon, America wouldn't have been able to stop us. Starting a war and dealing a blow is not a one-way thing. Iran is able to deal a blow in response and will definitely deal that blow. And finally, we go to a developing story out of Israel. On May 4th, a ballistic missile launched by Yemen's Houthi rebels struck near Ben Gurion Airport, Israel's main international hub. It briefly disrupted air traffic and triggered a panic attack in surrounding areas. The missile reportedly slipped past multiple defense systems, highlighting the growing range of sophistication of Houthi attacks. In response, the Israeli Air Force launched a retaliatory airstrike on a port facility in western Yemen, reportedly used to launch the attack. Several explosions were reported, though full casualty details remain unclear. The Israeli military also carried out an airstrike on Yemen's main airport in Sana'a on Tuesday, its second attack in 2 days on Iran-aligned Houthi rebels after a surge of tensions between the group and Israel. 3 people were killed in the strike, according to Houthi-run Al Mazira TV. The Houthis say this is only the beginning. Israel, meanwhile, has made it clear they will not tolerate attacks on civilian infrastructure and is pointing the finger squarely at Iran for enabling the assault. As the situation escalates, Israel's war cabinet has officially approved a new full-scale ground and air assault on Gaza. It is likely that Israel will not be held back by U.S. intervention, as the Trump administration has said they will have a more hands-off approach. This comes after months of pressure from within the Netanyahu government and the public for a decisive end to Hamas. Military leaders are calling it a final phase aimed at dismantling remaining resistance, but humanitarian agencies warn the assault will worsen the already dire situation in Gaza. Thousands have already died in the conflict, and with this new green light on a full-scale operation in Gaza, more suffering is surely ahead. The world is watching, and so are we. Ukraine's resources, foreign fighters in the war, rising tensions with Iran, missile strikes near Israel's airport, and the new offensive in Gaza. These stories aren't isolated. They're part of a larger shift in a global conflict. alliances, and resistance. We'll keep asking the hard questions, and we'll keep bringing you the facts. Thank you for watching. I've been Aaron Green with American Interviews. Good night.